Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to some really interesting people who have got mega talent. A man who I'm delighted to talk to is the star of Les Miserables. He's also got a brand new collaboration with Charlotte. Daniel Koek has been doing the business for years, and I'm delighted to say he joins me on the phone now. How are you, Daniel?
Hi, how you doing? I'm very well, thank you.
It must be great being you. I mean, there you were in the West End playing Jean Valjean, probably the greatest role in the history of musical theatre, and you nailed it. And when I look at your website, there you are trying to look all deeply attractive. I mean, is this for you the dream life? I mean, you're able to do your concerts, and then, of course, you're able to steal the hearts of people in these musicals.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, musicals has been kind of my bread and butter for the last 5 years, and it's obviously what I trained in, and I have been and still am very passionate about musical theatre. And being in Les Mis and playing Jean Valjean, it's a life-changing role. And historically, people that have played that part over the years have gone on to have very successful solo careers. And I was just very keen, obviously, to kind of follow in their footsteps, so to speak.
Yeah, and it's not easy, especially when you're following people like Alfie Boe, and you made it your own. And I suppose that's what you've got to try and do. You can't copy any of them. You've got to try and recreate that role, which is almost impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, you're always going to be compared to, your predecessors in terms of coming into that particular show. And, there was a lot of kind of stigma about me being so young and could I do it? And I just think I wasn't going to let, the creative team or the public kind of give anyone any reason not to, let me be there and enjoy it. So, after a year of doing it, I'm pretty sure I proved myself. So.
I actually saw you doing it about 9 months ago, and it was incredible how you transform. And of course, through the show, you have to get older with the chronology of the show. And it must be very odd to look at yourself in a mirror when you come off and see yourself as a 172-year-old man.
Yeah, I mean, look, the design and, all of that element to the show of him aging and getting older is it runs like clockwork. It really, there's a great team of people behind all of that, and it is, and you have to encapsulate in your character, the aging process, because of course, he starts as a convict after spending 19 years in prison, and he ends up an old dying man. So, it's quite a journey for him throughout the show.
How much of a test is it on you personally? Because let's face it, at the end of the show, the entire cast are dead and they're the lucky ones. It's a hard slog. It's 3 hours of proper theatre and proper drama, isn't it?
No, it really is. And I think, it's a real test of your strength, stamina and vocal ability. And, it takes its toll on you physically and emotionally as well, because it's not the most uplifting show in the world. I mean, it's got quite a good message at the end of the day, but it's, portraying all of that, animosity, because the first 20 minutes of Valjean, he's an animal, he's an unrefined person. It's every man for himself, and that's a character that I really had to kind of dig deep to find, because most of the roles I've played today are kind of, astute leading men. And, he goes through this massive transformation, and that animalistic quality that he has is there throughout the whole thing, and his strength as well. That scene in one of the final scenes where he's kind of carrying the body of Marius through the sewers. You do that 7 times a week, and you feel it.
I'm sure you do. And great for your CV, and what a triumph to be in it for that long. And now it's about you, and I notice you've built a huge fan base through that show. The ladies find you a nice bit of trouser, don't they?
Well, so they tell me, yes.
Have you seen The Phantom of the Opera? I'm a bit like him. You're Jean Valjean. I'm like the Phantom, where people see me in the streets to sort of run in the opposite direction. So I'm
sure that's not true.
Yes. What's it like being attractive? That's what I'm asking.
What's it like being attractive? Well, I think you've got to play to your strengths, don't you? I'm trying to be very subtle about our answers.
I don't have any. That's the problem. I don't know what mine would be, to be honest.
You just have to, I guess, especially in this industry, it's all about, it's fickle, but it's all about how you look and present yourself, and being a solo artist, it's about defining yourself as a brand and marketing yourself to your target audience and that kind of thing. And I have very good stylists, and Photoshop is a marvelous thing. Let's just say that.
Some ladies have said in the past that I have an enormous personality, but other than that, there's not a lot to really scream about. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There you are. Now, where do you go from here? I mean, you've got this new single out, All I Ask of You, which is beautiful and perfectly done with Charlotte, formerly of Jonathan and Charlotte. People will know her from Britain's Got Talent, and that's amazing. You're going to be doing some live shows together, and then I guess it's a chance for you to make a name for yourself, which, judging by your Twitter followers, isn't going to be too difficult.
Yeah, well, hopefully. I mean, we're going on tour in the spring. In May, we're Thursday the 7th, we're in East Grinstead. Friday the 8th, we're in Bishop Stortford. Saturday the 9th, we're in Wimborne, Dorset. And then Tuesday the 12th, we're in London at St James's Studio. So that's just initial tour dates with our show called Light Up the Night. And then I trip off to Australia. I'm doing the Adelaide Cabaret Festival, which is where I'm from, later in June. And then we get back, we're going to recommence with some dates in the autumn. So, yeah, we're keeping quite busy as a trio, because Jai McDowell from Britain's Got Talent in what year? 2011 is also joining us. So yeah, we're excited about getting on the road and showing our stuff.
Daniel, you're a massive talent. I'd like to talk to you again when your new album comes out, which I know will be this summer. Let's talk again.
May the 4th, that's when it comes out.
Well, may the 4th be with you, and
4th be with you.
there you are. It's going well today. Daniel Koek, congratulations. All I Ask for You is available now. You can get it on YouTube and see it there, and see them live on tour. Just put in Charlotte and Daniel and the tour dates will come up. Good to talk to you.